Hi guys. So today we're going to be talking about the different types of list methods. Let's get started. So you may be asking, what even is a method? Well, a method is a function that belongs to an object. We can see the methods of a particular object like list by typing in dir and list. And we can see all of these methods over here. And ignoring the ones with the underscore, we can see that there's append, clear, copy, count, extend, index, insert, pop, remove, reverse, and sort. We're going to be talking about most of these methods. Let's start with list.append. If we call the help on it, then we can see that all it does is append an object, which is inside the parentheses that you give, and append it to the end of the list. For example, if we have the list colors, the list yellow and blue, and then we append another color to the list, for example, red. Then when we print colors, we can see that there's yellow, blue, and red in the list. So that's our new list. So if we go on to the next type, the next method of that modify the list, then we can try extend. If we call the help on list.extend, we can see that all it does is append the items in the list parameter. So you'll have to put a list here and um and append it to the original list. So for example, if we go colors dot extend and we extend another list, for example, pink and green, then when we print colors, we can see that pink and green are also appended to the list. So the difference between list.extend and list.append is that extend appends a list and append just appends whatever you type in there, mostly a string. Okay, so now let's go on to the next one, the next method. We're going to be talking about pop. So it might sound weird, but all pop does is remove the last item if you don't put anything in it. But if you put something in it, if you have to put an index in the parentheses, and it will remove that one. For example, in our new list of colors, if we want to just remove green, then we don't put anything inside it. But if you want to put something inside it, then it has to be an index. And you know that the index are yellow is 0 and blue is 1 and so on. And green can also be represented as -1. But if you just want to do the last one, then you don't need to put any index inside. So we remove the green one, so it just returns green to show you which one you removed. And so when you print the colors now, you can see that they're yellow, blue, red, and pink. And so, therefore, it is removing that. So our next method is list.remove. So list.remove basically removes the first occurrence of the object, and there's an error if it's not there. So if we want to remove like something inside, so if you want to remove pink, then you can use this to, you can use pop or anything. It's basically just removing them. So you can use pink, you can just remove pink, and then once you do that, oh sorry, I have to put the colors dot remove. Why did I put print? Okay, colors dot remove pink, and then it removes the pink, and to show that you can just click print colors, and then it should print the list without the pink color. Okay, now let's move on to the next one, which is to list.reverse. So to see what it does, let's call help on it, and we can see all it does is just reverse the list. So if we give another one, like if we give another list called grades, and then we give the what things inside it, 95, 65, and 75, and 85. These are all just random numbers. So imagine that's the grades of some student. And all it does is reverse the list when you do it. So if you use grades.reverse, then you will just reverse the list. So when you print grades, then you will get back the reversed list. So this goes back over there, and so on. You know how it reverses, okay? So now let's go on to the next method, which is list.sort. If we call help on list.sort, basically, oh sorry, help on list.sort, then you will see that all it does is just sort the list from smallest to largest. So if we call grades again, grades.sort, then smallest to largest, just put nothing inside. Then when you print grades, it will be 65, 75, 85, and 95. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one, which is list.insert. So if we call help on list.insert, then we can see that um, it inserts the object at the given index, moving items to make room. So we can see that this is the index and this is the object, and we will insert object before index. So for example, if we were to use grades dot insert, and at the index 2, so at this index we would insert 80, then when we print the grades, it should return this because now 80 is at the index number 2. So that was it for the list methods that modify the list. Now we're going to be talking about how to get information from the lists. Now we are going to use list methods to see if we can get information from the lists. Let's have a new list and store it in the variable letters with another assignment statement, this time having A, A, B, and C. Obviously, this could be longer, and all of these lists could be longer, and they become more effective, these methods, when you're getting information from lists that are longer, but they can also be short. So, our next method is called list.count. So let's get help on list.count and see what it's all about. So in list.count, we can see that it returns the number of times an object occurs in the list. So let's see, if we want to count the A's in our list, we can just say letters.count and A, and then we get the result of 2 because there are 2 letters. So the next method we're going to be talking about is list.index. Let's get help on it to see what it does. So we can see that it returns the index of the first occurrence of the object, and it's an error if it's not there. So for example, if we find the index of A, then we can see that there's 0. It's at 0. It's at the index 0 because where there's 1 here. So that means there's the letter A at the index 0. And if we want to find, if we try something like letters.index D, of course, then there's an error because it's not even on the list. So you could also, with index, if you want to like find it from a specific area, then you could say letters dot index could you can see that there's this start and a stop here. So for example, if you wanted to search from index 1 to the end, you could do index and you wanted to find the index of B, for example, no, A in the index 1 through the end, then you then it will give it at 1 because there's 1A here. So it didn't give it at 0 this time because we started at index 1 and continued from there until the end. So that's why you could use it that way if you want. So that's how you kind of use index and And that's all for the methods. See you guys next time. Adios.